I'm about to have dinner at Victoria and Albert's in the Grand Floridian. Victoria and Albert's is a restaurant inside the Grand Floridian. It's absolutely beautiful and very hard to get into. Reservations are extremely hard to come by as they only have 16 tables in the entire restaurant. They've won the AAA 5 Diamond Award since 2000. They are a Michelin star restaurant. And I'm going to be dining here tonight, and I wanted to bring you guys along so you can see what this restaurant is like. I am thrilled to be here. This is the menu. They have my name printed on it and happy birthday. They told us to prepare for about a 3-hour experience, which I mean makes sense. It's 11 courses. So I was like, 3 hours? The chairs are very comfy and they pulled it out for me as you would do at a fancy restaurant. They brought an iPad out with all of the drinks on it, and it's really wild because you can click something and then you can try beverages from that part of the world. So I clicked water, and these are all the options. I could have water from, I feel like out of all these, Iceland water would be the best. I don't know. Water from France. Let's go back. What else do they have? They have pairings up here too. This is crazy. Tea after dinner. I could flip through this all day. This is a fancy little iPad. Now we're on food. Sustainable commitments. In the envelope with my name printed onto it, there are 2 menus. The dining room and then the chef's menu. And you basically choose which one you want. The difference is I think the chef's has 3 additional courses, and obviously it comes with an upcharge. And then also at the bottom they have wine pairings and 0 proof pairings available as well. We are being crazy and doing the chef's menu. All right, they brought the first course out along with hot towels and our Icelandic water. Our server, Malik, has given us a lovely description of everything. He said we're going to go from left to right for this, for the best experience. So this first one is a Spanish carbonaro. It has kiwi and finger lime. And then this one here has ricotta and dill. It's squid and fish eggs. And then this over here is the pastrami with blueberry and violet mustard. These are very basic descriptions of them because there's so much, but this is the first course that we had come out. I'm gonna do all 3. I'm gonna try all 3 and then talk about which one is better. They said this was like the chef's take on an everything bagel, and in French, the French name for this basically means half a bagel. You can see it on the bottom. That's adorable. It does look like half a bagel. The squid ink is where you get the color from, and then the ricotta is in the middle, which I love ricotta, and then the fish eggs, which we'll see. I actually love that Malik told us to go from left to right because it went from least favorite to my most favorite. This pastrami on whatever bread, crunchy texture it's on underneath, and the blueberry sauce is so good. And then I really did like the caviar one. The texture still gets me a little bit. However, I did like the flavor of it. I really like that ricotta too. The first one, texture-wise, was the best. It had like soft, the shrimp was nice, but then it had a crunch from the shell on the outside. This is already like the most unique food I've had. I can't be very adventurous when it comes to food because of my allergies. However, Disney does such an incredible job with allergies, and the restaurant actually called ahead so they make sure you can enjoy all of the courses and they fit your dietary needs. So that's lovely. So I can try all of this without having to worry about any reactions or running into any of my allergens that are unfriendly to me. All right, the first course is done and they cleared the table and I was given this little tiny fork and spoon. Even the silverware have lovely detailing on them. Our second course has arrived and Malik called it the Battle of the Tunas because you have 2 different kinds of tuna on here. This first one, they pour a chicken stock over it and then it's topped with caviar. And then this one has, I think he said like a champagne vinaigrette, and it's in a crostata. we're gonna see what I think of this caviar. So, yes, but fancy restaurants like caviar, so maybe I'll be acquired to it after this meal. Fun fact, I've never had tuna before. That's my favorite thing I've had so far, which is crazy considering it's tuna and caviar. I've never had tuna just because I don't trust places to prepare it. But I was like, obviously, I'm gonna trust Victoria and Albert's. And I'm glad I did. The flavors are so hard to describe on these dishes because they're so unique. It has a sweetness to it. It's sweet, it has a little bit of acid, but very mild. Also, the caviar is very small, so it's very palatable. I don't feel like I'm popping boba. So sorry, I think that's my biggest issue with caviar is the texture. These are so small that I'm getting the flavor of the caviar without the texture. Love this. Favorite thing I've tried so far. The dishes here are adorable. This has caviar on it too. First I thought it was mini blackberries from afar. The second one is very much too fishy for me. The caviar was bigger and I don't know, it was a little too fishy. I loved the first one. She is playing the song from the Muppets. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? On the harp. That is so pretty. I'm gonna cry. They brought more fancy silverware on another contraption that is holding it together. All right, our third course is here. This is a Maine lobster. He said this is the claw and the tail, and it is sitting in a green curry sauce. He said it's less about the spices and more about the aromatics of it all. And then it is also an aerated coconut milk sauce on top of that. And then they have little crispy rice balls and some Thai basil. I think that was the best description I've done so far. And I think by course 11, I'm going to be a pro at this. Maybe they will want to hire me. All right. The aerated coconut sauce is so much fun. I like this a lot more than I thought I would. I really like the lobster on it, and I do like the coconut sauce. The curry sauce is phenomenal. I love it with the basil. Okay, this is great. This is really good. Yeah, I think that is up there with the whatever I had that I liked. I've had like 7 things now. I can't remember anything. Okay, our next course. This is the salmon. And he said it is aged for 7 days, then curated in a citrus, and then it's grilled skin down. Then we have asparagus on the side too. Then he said the sauce is almost like a hollandaise, and then there's also a wine from Europe in it as well. That was my favorite one so far. I loved the crunchy crust on the outside, and the asparagus was so good, and I did love the hollandaise sauce. I thought that was great. No notes for that dish. This is seriously the most adventurous I've ever been with my eating, and I'm loving it. They brought focaccia bread out to our table, and then balsamic with olive oil. I guess this is before we have our duck and our 5th course, question mark? That is delicious. I don't know if you can see how moist this bread is. This is so good. That's like the best balsamic I've ever had. All right, our next course is here. This is the duck, and they said that they aged the duck in-house for 14 days, and on each of the days, they marinate it in Grand Marnier sauce. So it has a lot of flavor, I'm assuming. And then it also has mushrooms and some rice as well, and then pickled daikon on top as well. So it's so little, it looks nice. And then all of their meats here, they do medium rare unless you preference otherwise. I did not preference otherwise. It looks like part of the duck is filleted and the other part is braised. I've never had duck before. I don't think I like duck. My issue isn't how it's cooked. It's cooked really well, and the rice I like. I just don't think I like duck. Yeah. Guys, they brought me more bread. This is like a baguette. And then look at the butter. It's beautiful. It has flaky salt on top. Bread and butter. Butter is phenomenal. Are we shocked? No, because the balsamic was so good and the olive oil. I just want to eat the whole butter. Our next course is on the table. This is the lamb. It is smoked and it is sitting on sweet potato puree, and then on top they have dehydrated kale. And our server told us to take our fork right down the middle and get everything together. I've never had lamb before, so I'm just trying everything tonight. Wow. It's my favorite thing I've had tonight so far. I would eat this as an entire entree. It is absolutely delicious. I love the sweet potato. The lamb is cooked so perfectly. It's tender, it's flavorful. The sauce on top with the dehydrated kale giving it a little bit of a crunch is so good. Never judge a book by its cover. XOXO, Gossip Girl. The next, Malik said, all right, are you ready for your main course? And I was like, what? They're all the main course. So next up we have the Wagu beef, which is only for the chef's table selection. And look at the silverware. It came on a leaf this time. Guys, what is this jungle bird? Do we see this? At first I thought it was gonna be a bird, like a duck. But then he said the course after the Wagu is cheese. So now I don't know what jungle bird is. All right, main course is here. A5, the highest grade of beef coming out of Japan. They said they just lightly sear it and that's it because it's all it needs. And then they also brought out a braised cabbage with it. And this is sitting in a sauce with cheese on top and then something. It's not pepper. It's some type of seasoning. This is delicious. I think this one melts in your mouth more than any other piece of meat I've ever had. It's cooked beautifully, seasoned so nicely. I love the sauce on top. I don't even know what it is. It's delicious. That's great, you know? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's very, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's, okay. I'm making more jokes because I'm feeling fancier now and I feel like I belong here, so I can open my mouth a little more. Oh, this smells good. That's a really good cabbage. This is a very good main course. I love that cabbage. That cheesy sauce on top is so good. I didn't think I would. I never thought cabbage and cheese. I don't know, that sounds like a very odd combination. Delicious. This course is great. Okay, brief intermission because they just took us back to the kitchen and to see the chef's table. So if you don't know anything about Victoria and Albert's, it is, I think there are 16 tables here, but then there is also a table in the kitchen called the chef's table. It looks like a kitchen in a beautiful home and it's literally attached to the kitchen. So you get to watch them make your food. They say it's like they're bringing you into their home and you sit and you talk with them. You can stay however long you want and you get the chef's table selection. So that's where that comes from. But they took us back there and toured us and showed us it. It's so small back there. It's crazy. I have no idea how they cook all of this food. That was incredible to see. And we came and we sat back down and now the cheese course is on the table. So they have cheese, the jungle bird. I don't know where that is. I guess that's what this is. Wow. It smells like a fancy Cheez-It. Okay, so we're doing the cheese. I really like it with the goat cheese, but also without the goat cheese, it's fantastic in a completely different way. It tastes like Christmas time. It's like a foamy, aerated cheese that is sweet. There's no, I can't describe this other than it literally tastes like Christmas smells. I'm eating that part on its own by itself with a spoon. That's how good it is. And I like the cheese cracker with the goat cheese. There's little bits of fruit in it and it's fantastic. We confirmed it's guava, it's two ways. It's the foam and then it's a confit on the bottom. Incredible, so good. I'm gonna go buy guava tonight, and then it's not gonna taste the same, obviously, because it's not Victorian Albert's, but I didn't know guava and I were chill like that. That was so good. I want more.
And this is gonna be a Saint Germain, elderflower, and ruby grapefruit sauce.
So this is a Florida Star Ruby Grapefruit Chiffon Cake, and it has tangerine and elderflower. And they wrote happy birthday and some chocolate on there too. I can smell it. I can smell the grapefruit. It's very tart. I actually think it really works though. The tartness plays off of the sweetness with the chiffon cake. I really like the flavors here, which is shocking because it is tart. Like it has a little bit of that bitter aftertaste, but I think it's good and works with this. The cake is delicious. I love the elderflower sauce that they poured over top of it too. They spelled my name right, which is crazy. The correct spelling of my name automatically gets you points, and they've spelled it right on my menu and on my birthday dessert. So for reference, it's 10:42 right now. Our reservation was at 7:20. So it's been 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we have one more course. But there's a harp playing, so it's great. And here is the last course. It comes in a little box. So I have a pomegranate pate on the far right, and then a raspberry tart on the far left, and then in the middle, a passion fruit geode with chocolate. Look at the presentation on this. This is wild. And if you notice, we're kind of finishing how we started with the presentation and everything and how it looks, so that's really cool. I'm going to try this little tart first. Look how cute it is. Here comes the sun playing in the back while I'm murdering this tart. Last bite of Victorian Albert's. The raspberry tart was my favorite. And that was there for my allergy too. They accommodated because I think it was a caramel bonbon that is typically the other option, but they did the raspberry tart for me. All of those were very good. I actually enjoyed the pomegranate pate too. The geode texture was so nice. I love the texture of it, but yeah, the best one was the raspberry tart in my opinion. We are done. I am full. I am happy. We're gonna head out of here because it is now 11:10. So we've been here for 4 hours. We're gonna head out and then we'll give final thoughts outside. Wow. I just ate at Victorian Albert's for my first and my last time. That's so crazy. Yay! What an incredible experience. I can't say enough positive things. The staff in there is incredible. I had some of the best service I've ever had. Everyone was so nice. I loved the menu and what they had to offer and how accommodating they were with allergies. Every single thing I could eat, they double checked it for me. They told me everything that was in it. Incredible food too. I think my favorites were the lamb, the cheese, the grapefruit chiffon cake, the raspberry tart, the lobster. I actually had a lot, 11 courses, and they were all really good. I didn't like the duck though, but what an incredible experience. Shout out to my friend John for planning this for my birthday. What a great way to ring in year 26, and then by having the best meal I'll have in the entirety of the year 26. So if you've been to Victorian Albert's before, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your menu looked like when you were there. They change out these menus so often. They're always changing the dishes, modifying them. And while this may be a once in a lifetime thing for me, the chef was telling us when we were back in the kitchen that they have people who have eaten here over 265 times. So it's really crazy, but you can tell they have a lovely team back there. He was telling us they're only open 5 days a week. So everyone gets those 2 off days and the whole team is there the other 5 days. So they're all working together, making these dishes. You can tell they're very, it's almost family oriented in there. It's really special. It's really magical. I am just so honored that I got to eat here at one of the 16 tables that they have. And I'm so glad I got to vlog it too. So thank you guys for coming along with me. With that being said, I'm tired of sitting. My butt hurts. I've been sitting for 4 hours. So I think that's gonna be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next stuff, and I will see you next time.